All right, everybody, welcome back to part number 2. Okay, we left off with my vast editing skills. We had everything put on the watch as far as the oscillating weight goes. Done a little bit more detail about the balance, what's real, what's not, but nonetheless. Oh goodness gracious! And a little bit more information for those who may not know too much about these clones and how good they have gotten over time. So we had left off last with that. So we are now looking at the isolating weight. Want to go ahead. Oh, it's very early in the morning. Oh, and so I'll be going to bed pretty soon. Got another couple more days off ahead. But I wanted to go ahead and see how this oscillating weight will go and how it functions in the watch. I want to figure that out. And I think I know which way we want to go for the oscillating weight itself. Even though I haven't seen too many votes in, like I said, I'm going to take a pretty good guess on this. And I am going to say that we're going to go with the one that has the most amount of bearings in it. So we're going to do that. We got the bearing screw, the oscillating weight screw on top. We're going to use that special Rolex tool, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to tighten this down. I want to see how the isolating weight is going to function. It should function perfectly normal on this watch as it is put in place. So I'm going to go ahead and start tightening this down. There we go. I'll be as gentle as I can. So now we do have the genuine balance on. Look at that go. Look at that go. If anyone can see this as it goes along, bring it back over. And you can see it is functioning fairly well. Let's turn it over. Okay, there we are again. There it is. And it is going. It's actually a lot quieter. Am I using proper English there? Probably not. It's a lot more quiet than the original. How about that? This is even smooth. The other one, when I was playing with it and spinning it around, wow, that feels like it's on ice. That is incredibly smooth. Oh man, and just absolutely amazing. It's just as satisfying as it is working on a 3135. Of course, this is a lot easier. 3135 to remove the oscillating weight is a little more complex. But with this, it's just the removal of a simple screw here. That feels amazing. Absolutely amazing, folks. So, one more time. We can do this. It's just, wow. I'm just blown away. Every time I see a genuine piece of Rolex, I am just blown away. It's no surprise being a Rolex fanboy. I'm just so blown away by their craftsmanship and what they do, that I'm just, speechless each time. It does take my breath. And I'm going to put the original other real oscillating weight in my Rolex drawer. Thank you so much for the owner of this watch. He did gift me that other oscillating weight that I will be using in one of my future builds. So that's just incredible with what we have here, with what we've got going on so far. Just stunning, stunning, stunning. And this is just one piece of a real Rolex going into a clone. There is more to come. Most definitely. I'm just merely testing these pieces out. I want to see how they do. And I'm going to say this. If the original owner of this watch could talk right now, he's probably going to say is that he could hear a little bit of bearings moving around from the other replica weight. But that sound is now gone. You can't hear a thing. That is just perfect as it is. Okay, so that is just wonderful. We have one original Rolex piece now in this watch. We are going to be moving on to other pieces and testing them out just like this. Now, of course, I'm probably going to do the other pieces a little more at a time, and then assemble, try it, and then put it back together. Assemble, try, put it back together. Just, being cautious and slow about it. We want to do this right. Then I do have some Mobius oil that I'm going to be adding to the pivots and jewels of this watch to help give it more amplitude. Hopefully the original mainspring that we're going to be putting into this watch in part number 3, or whichever part it will be, we do have the original mainspring here. Hopefully that's going to boost that amplitude up a lot further. We are most definitely going to see about that. So it's very good to test these pieces one at a time to see how they function, if they function, and how well do they marriage with the clone movement parts. And as I have suspected with the very first piece that is genuine added to clone, it was just a direct swap, and the marriage is perfect. It has improved this watch already, which is just absolutely amazing. I'm just blown away. Like I said, I have no other words for it. I'm just blown away. So that is just great. I am going to, for right now, because I know it's getting very, very late in the night, going into the mornings. We're creeping up on 5 a.m. And I know there's more videos to edit today after I wake up from my slumber. We are going to be uploading the videos as I have edited them. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that by now this watch is probably complete, but we'll see as we edit and go. So yes, this is going to be, I know this owner is just going to absolutely love this. Just very, very, very much so. I can imagine that, he's probably a lot like me and a lot like every other person out there that's a Rolex fan, is that they've always wanted a real Rolex. Well, they, probably can't or don't want to spend $10 to $12, $14,000 on a watch, and this is the next best thing. And it really is. These clones are super amazing. As long as they are taken care of. And usually a good light service when you first get them always ensures good work. But there are some bad ones out there, just like anything else. So we are definitely going to be coming back with a part 3. I just wanted to show everyone how well these go together with it being clone to real. And it is absolute direct swap over so far. I don't suspect any problems to occur But hey, I mean, there could be a few bugs here and there. We will see. So pushing this offside, I'm probably going to get a little bit of sleep now. But before I do go away, I did a short video, and I wanted to show y'all this. This is going to be a build coming up after I have a few of these clones done. I've got three other clones besides this one I got to work on for a friend of mine. One of them is a bezel issue. I'm probably going to have to order a press for that because my presses don't seem to be working as well as I wanted. So I'm probably going to have to order another press. I know the Rolex Polar Explorer 2 I showed you. I don't think we're going to have too much issues with that. That's going to be a breakdown. We're going to be doing that one right after this. We've already done the preliminary diagnosis on it, and it's a broken balance staff. So we're just going to replace the whole balance from Crunchy 1, put it in Crunchy 2. That should put it back in a perfect working order. It's going to need a light service tear down anyway to get everything oiled and get the amplitude up. So we're going to do that. But this guy's fixing to go on vacation. So we got to get this watch done and back to him as soon as possible. So that's why we're jumping from Polar to Sub. But showing you this is a vintage Rolex dial. I also have the Rolex movement here. Now, of course, you know that this is going to be a clone movement. Ooh, quit going blurry. Of course, you know this is a clone Rolex movement here, of course. But nonetheless, it's going to be a tremendous, wonderful build. And what we're going to do with this one here is much like what we're doing on this one. When the time comes, I have a bunch of genuine parts that we have that are going into this one. And we're going to be getting a genuine case, genuine bracelet. It's going to be the most advanced build I've done with genuine parts coming up later in a few weeks from now. I got a lot more stuff to get for it. I got to get a case, bracelet, all types of stuff for it. And I can't wait for it to come in. But okay, so we have this right here. This is back together, sealed up just for the night so it can sleep. I'm going to go ahead and wind this watch because I do want it to run. I know it's not doing any good with it sitting by itself, not running, because when we had it on the timograph, you saw -4, -3. It was a lot worse than that. It was like -28. But that's only because the watch was not being ran. So it's been sitting for a little bit, so we got to get the juices flowing. We have to get the oils spreading and churning in this watch. Well, whichever oil you want to say it has, it doesn't have much from what I've seen. But from what oil it does have, we need to get this watch going. So we're going to wind it up. I'm going to do this just for a minute because I want it to run all day into tomorrow. This does have a plus 48-hour power reserve on the mainspring with the original, so the clone should be pretty darn similar. So, yeah, I'm winding it, and this should be good enough to keep it going for the day anyway, and into the night, I am hoping. So we're going to leave this here until I wake up, and then we are going to go back at it. And I got a lot of editing videos to do for sure. So the next day to 2 days, we're going to have this one wrapped up, and then we're going to jump back into the Polar Explorer Crunchy 2 as we go ahead and replace that balance. So that's going to be good. I am going to make a quick mention on this, and I don't know what it was, but I had a lot of negative feedback with my Crunchy 2 video. Okay, so I just want to come out just a little bit, and I just wanted to talk about that just for a little while, because I have the original picture here, and this is the Crunchy one. So I do have Crunchy one here, and everything is there. Actually, I'm probably going to put the original Rolex weight into the crunchy, because some of the negative feedback that I got, and I'm just going to move sub out of the way. We'll put crunchy down here. Some of the negative feedback that I got was, for example, wow, you're just destroying a watch, and I don't really get that. I take it that they don't know much about watch repair. There is no true way to destroy a watch. So let me do a little bit of standing up for myself, as well as trying to educate those people who commented on that Crunchy Brother episodes that I've done so far. And that is, hey, brother, you can't really destroy a watch. This is still a watch. This is divided up into its bare components of what we have for a repair. And unfortunately, in order to repair this being a VSF, because I know that you don't know because of the comments that you made, as negative as they were also very remedial, but still had a little bit of a kindergarten charm to it. And that is that you can't destroy a watch. We have it broken down into pieces, as you see here, and they're broken down into pieces because the original owner of this watch wanted to have it fixed. Now, that's perfectly fine, but this is VSF. I have not been able to find any VSF parts, not myself. So the best way to fix this watch and guaranteed I get the correct parts is to buy genuine parts for this. Well, Lord and behold, he needed this watch to be fixed in a hurry. He couldn't do it, so he bought a second one, which was an identical Polar, the one I'm working on now with a broken balance. It was going to be a gift for somebody, and he needed it fast. So he did what he had to do to get it fast. Now, jumping back to the Crunchy one here, it's going to cost literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of more dollars to get the correct parts for this to have this work the way it should. So instead of just guessing and throwing money out the window, I'm just going to get genuine parts. Now, this has been gifted to me. He has a replacement. He has no need for it. I'm doing some work on 2 other of his clones that need some attention. So I'm doing that, and this would be the form of way of paying me, I guess. I just consider it as him being nice, because it is a very nice watch after it's repaired. But getting back to the main point of this is there's no way to destroy a watch. This is still a watch, and this watch will go back together. This watch will have its proper replacement parts, which will be genuine going into this, and it will function a heck of a lot better because it'll be genuine Rolex parts that are handcrafted, and they take their time and precision on all of that. Now, the Chinese took their precision in on this as well, but that's why you can mix real with aftermarket and get the results that you get that you can't get with a VR. But nonetheless, this watch is going to need a lot more of attention. He didn't want to do that. He got a replacement, and it just so happens he needs help with a few others. So he's just going to give me this as a way of saying thank you for working on my others, and I have no problem with that. So you'll be seeing his other clones coming up in later videos as parts do arrive. I'm having to order original Rolex parts for that. And that's the only thing I'm going to say about these clones that are VSF, is that they are made so well that guess what? You're going to pay a hefty price tag for any type of parts you need to get them fixed. Because guess what? They take real parts. I have not found a source for VSF parts. If anyone out there knows where I can get VSF parts, that would help me a lot. But what I'm seeing out there is a lot of VR parts, and some of them are being sold as VSF parts, and they don't really work that well. Like a VR balance is not going to go in a VSF. It's not going to work. I know that for a fact. I've already tried it. It doesn't work. Other people on other chat pages have tried it. It doesn't work. It takes an original balance to get it to work properly if the other one is broke. They're just making them too well. And they're making them so close now that they're taking original parts that, you know, you might as well just use the original parts because they will last a lot longer than the Chinese copy replacement parts if there's any out in the wild to be bought. So I would rather go with real quality parts than buying something from China that will break and not work the way it's supposed to, you know, over time. And I know what you're thinking that, well, these watches come from China. It's the exact same thing. And I'll go ahead and say yes, it is, except for the fact that these are made so well they will take real parts. If you use real parts in them, it's going to last a lot longer time. And to be honest, these clones, they can last a very long time. You may have to replace a mainspring here and there, but I think they will last a pretty long time. Just, you know, it's just based on which one you have at which time. You know, it's a 50-50 shot on how long it's going to last. Just like any other AAA clone, some of them lasted 10 years, others lasted 15 years, some break a day later. You never know. And so it's no different than with the clone movements. But okay, anyway, I wanted to address that there's no way to actually break a watch. The comments that I saw that I did delete because they were just horrendous and had no business being on my page, because I am not going to bash anybody. I am not going to put down anybody. And if anyone does feel the need to put those comments onto my YouTube channel, one, I'm just going to report you for harassment or threats or whatever it is. And number two, I'm just going to go ahead and call you out on it and just let you know that you don't know as much as you think you do. Just point blank, go ahead and throw that out at you. So anyway, I had to address that because that was bothering me just a little bit. Like, how dare they tell me that I'm destroying a watch when there's really no way to destroy a watch? You know, it's still a watch in pieces that you can assemble and fix later. If you don't have the knowledge now, you will have the knowledge down the road, and it will be a functioning watch once again. That's just kind of common sense. But I guess people that are lacking can't really think that far ahead because they're really not thinking. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and end this video. We see how impressive it is just with the isolating weight alone. I can't wait to put the bridges on. I can't wait to put the other parts on, and we are doing that in the videos coming ahead. So stay tuned, folks, as we move further along and have this watch ready to go. It's going to go on vacation when it is finished. I know the owner is going to be very pleased. So I will see y'all in the next video. Please like, share, subscribe, comment below. Give me that comment on the vote on the isolating weight. I think we're going to go with the one that's in it right now because it seems to be perfect. But hey, I'll let y'all decide because they're both Rolex. They're both great. They'll probably both work just the same. But I think we may just keep it as it is. Do you agree? Yes or no down at the bottom. Let me know. I'll see y'all in an upcoming video as we get this further along and back into its owner's hands. I cannot wait until he responds after receiving this watch and lets me know how it is going. No doubt it will be a success like all the others I have fixed in the past, from real to replica to clone. I have worked on so many of them that it's just second nature for me. And finally, yes, I will bring that up as the last comment I had that I also deleted. Someone put on there, well, how do you know what's wrong with a watch without even fully taking it apart? Well, it's just like anything else. After you work so long on a watch or a type of watch or a type of watch movement, you know its characteristics for what's wrong with it. Like with the Polar, it could have only been three things and nothing more. And I think I've already put those in there for you to describe. And then you came back with something else that was kind of smart aleck like. But once again, foolish comment. And if anyone that's into watchmaking that has done this for a while,
you're not even going to ask a question like that because you already know the answers that I know. And that is, you can tell what's wrong with a watch by the way it behaves. There's certain things that will happen, certain things that won't happen. And you're going to know instantly in your head after you play with it for a little bit, oh, yes, that is most likely what is wrong with it. And like I had originally said, it could be something with the balance. I said that beforehand. Lord behold, after inspection, it has a broken balance shaft. I mean, it's kind of simple to diagnose a watch. If you've played with enough of them, you have a good idea what's wrong with them. And I know everyone out there that does do watchmaking that's been doing this for a while, you most certainly will agree. So, all right, guys and gals, I'll see y'all in the next video. Cannot wait to see the finished product here. That will be coming up in the editing of my videos as we go along. So stay tuned as we have the, I guess, the super sub completed in the next couple videos coming up. I'll catch y'all later. And everyone have a great day. Like, share, subscribe, comment below. And I'll see y'all in the next one.